And I'm just like, hello? And he was like, hey, Dirty. And I was like, who is this?
Hey, Dirty.
Hey, Dirty.
Say, Dirty.
And he was like, it's Ali, man. And I was like, oh, okay, what's up? And he was like, meet me at the studio.
Now, this is a couple years in between when you first met?
This is a big, this is like 8 years in between. Like, it's a straight hustle. So I've been doing it since I was 9 years old, like throwing shows and teaching myself how to do Pro Tools and, you know what I'm saying, like all of that. So I'm just learning step by step.
Yeah, you're kind of doing your own thing.
Teaching myself, you know what I'm saying?
Ali hit you up. He was like, yo, let's get back on with this music. Let's make something happen.
I see you.
Okay, so what happened after that?
We met at the studio. I brought my sister because she's a songwriter with me. And he was like, I want to sign you. And I was like, okay. And like, I didn't really get it, you know what I'm saying? So we agreed to like a little 8-month thing, you know, and we started working. And I started building a team. And we went to Universal Republic with Wendy Goldstein. Walked in. She was like, kid, I love you, you know, you're dope, but you need more records. And I was like, okay, I feel you. Bet. And we left. She actually gave us a little like 10-song demo that we cut at EI, Nelly School. And the relationship, I guess, it just fell off. You know what I'm saying? Timing wasn't right and everything. And me and Ali, we're still real cool to this day. Like, it's all love. It's Big Brother, or him and Murph and all of them, you know? So I decided to, you know, leave that situation. And I met my manager.
How long were you with the...
7 months.
Dirty ENT. Okay.
I was with about 7 months.
7 months?
Yeah. And, you know, they were working and helping us, but it just wasn't time, you know. And timing's everything, especially, I mean, in life, but in this music industry, you can't rush nothing. It's got to happen organically, and you got to build, you know. And I didn't get that. I just wanted to be a superstar overnight, you know. So I met my manager, Cut, and, like, you know, I'm thinking, like, I thought that was it, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was it. So I'm about to win right now. I'm signed. I'm signed. I'm about to get this bread. Like, no, I was broke in my mom's basement, no whip, no child support money, no nothing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I go to my manager and I'm like, hey, bro, like, I really want to build a real team. Like, let's really do this, you know? And he was rapping at the time, and, you know, he was doing more hood stuff. And he was like, look, dude, like, I see it. I get it. I believe in it. I'm all in. And, like, I just met dude, like, 2 months ago. Not even a week later, I moved into his basement. Like, forget it. Let's go. And we've been rocking ever since then, dude. And 4 months after we started rocking, we got a phone call saying Crazy Bone wanted to meet us. And I was like, all right, I'm bonehead. Like, I'm down. We flew out there, and he listened to 4 records. And he was like, yo, kid, you're a star. And I'm just looking at him like, is he playing? You know, like, he just fell in love with it right then, and he wasted no time. You know, we're in his studio. I pulled up a beat from Jimmy Hargrove, which is my producer. He did the Over and Over Again with Tim McGraw and Nelly. My whole camp is like Nelly's.
Oh, that's it, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Nelly's team. And, yeah, man, like, we sat there and wrote that record, Scraping the Sky, that I just released for like 9 hours together. So it was cool because there wasn't no emails back and forth, and, like, we really felt what we were saying. Like, we did the hook together. I was like, what do you hear? He was like, Scraping the Sky. And I just right after it, like, freestyle. Dun, 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 dun. And he was just like, yo, we got it, bet. And then I disappeared. He disappeared in the studio and got in our zone doing our little verses, rapping to ourselves. And then I laid it down. He laid it down. And then I was like, yo, dude, like, one thing I loved about you and Bone, you guys would be on the same verses going back and forth with each other. And you guys had to really vibe to do that. And I was like, I was scared at first to ask him because I was like, man, he's already wants to do a feature with me, you know what I'm saying? And Cut was like, dude, do that.
You got to do it, man.
Do that.
You can't tell him, no, I'm good.
And he was like, yo, let's go back and forth. And I was like, yes, because he wanted to do it too. So we did it right then, man.
Okay.
And,
so you went from Dirty ENT, and then you got down with
Crazy Bone.
Yeah. And then things started kind of happening from there.
Yeah, right after we did the record, though, we were supposed to go home, and he was like, I got this video with Ray J in 2 days. And, you know, we're like, dang, you know, we got to be out here long, because it was so fast. It was so unexpected. So we had to put all the other stuff back in St. Louis on hold, and we were like, yo, we're not leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be stupid to leave. So we go to this, we go to it, and we're vibing, dude, kicking it, drinking, having a good time in this big old house on the hills. Where they do the American Idol, I think.
No, whose place was this?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. I think they do the American Idol show there.
Oh, they were filming the video.
Yeah, for the video.
Okay.
For Crazy Bone, Ray J, and somebody else.
Yeah.
Your boy. Yeah, your boy. And you know, the vibe was just cool. He was like, man, you know, we're about to go on tour for 3 years. You are more than welcome to come. And I was like, you know, we went back to the